Welcome to the Virtual Ball Boys podcast. My name is Chris. I am joined once again by my good friend Matt.
I'm gonna say a sentence that you probably haven't heard me say before.
Is it r/new sentence?
No, new sentence for me maybe.
Okay,
but
sure.
not in the ether.
Sure.
I want to talk about a TikTok trend.
Oh.
So
okay.
I don't have a TikTok, but I do.
Wait a second. I just realized you did do a TikTok trend rant, wasn't it?
Did I?
Yeah, like earlier this year.
I have. Yeah, you're right. I have. Yeah. Okay. This is a different one though, and I'm mainly talking about I see this a lot in YouTube Shorts mainly because that's I watch I don't know. I just scroll through YouTube Shorts sometimes, and there's this one trend that I've seen pop up a little bit, and it's a trend that sets video to the song World's Smallest Violin by AJR, which is a relatively recent song, relatively recent band, that like, how do I say this? The basically the trend of the video, it uses the end of the song, which is like it's kind of like in a halftime there's a beat, and the beat slowly speeds up, and then the words get faster and faster. And the idea is that you're supposed to like match the video to that of like these percussive hits happening in the video. So an example that I see a lot is people setting like deaths in Minecraft to it. So like they jump off of something, and then it's ba 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 ba. Like each beat is them dying, and then it gets faster and faster, or something like that, right?
Sure.
And it's it's a song that really lends itself to that kind of thing, to that like kind of video making format. But like most things on TikTok, I have not seen something like completely be misunderstood as quickly as I have that trend.
Oh no.
Because people just upload a video to that song, and that's not what it's for, right? Like, that's not how the trend started. That's not what you're using it. You're just uploading a video with the viral song, but you're not using the viral song in the way it was meant to be viral. And I think people don't media literacy sucks in the general population, and especially with the kids who use TikTok. Kids who use TikTok mostly do not have great media literacy. But seems like that's just like an example of that, of not understanding why something is used in the way that it is, Yeah.
It's frequent. It's a frequent issue, I guess. I think that you have people who want to jump onto trends mostly to get the views, get popular, and even if that means not fully understanding it, as long as they have that association with it, a song that is very popular, they're just like, all right, yeah, this is gonna work for me, even though they will look silly at the end of the day. For not paying fully attention, unfortunately. It's I definitely feel like I haven't missed much by not being on TikTok.
You haven't.
I not that I judge anyone who is on TikTok and enjoys TikTok. I think I can understand the entertainment that it brings. I worry for those who think it's a main source of information, as we've discussed in the past. But for those who just find entertainment in it, cool. It's just not for me. And as we watch Twitter burn to the ground, I'm like, do I have to jump over to TikTok now to start advertising our podcast?
No.
Like,
don't.
What do we gotta do?
Don't.
How are we gonna build a society again, or like we've had with Twitter? I don't know. It's
wait until Elon sells it for like a very small fraction of what he bought it for.
So here's the thing. This is what I'm concerned about, though. I don't think he's gonna sell it. I think he's going I think we're going bankrupt here.
Bankrupt? Yeah, that's fair.
And that he's actually said that that's probably the option that he's gonna go down. And I don't think he's gonna do anything more with it. I think he's gonna shut down Twitter. So that's why I'm just like, I don't know. I think we're in bad shape over here, folks. But that doesn't mean we can't still produce podcasts because Anchor ain't going down anytime soon, at least as far as we know. Spotify.
Yeah. Spotify keeps it up, right?
Spotify's got to keep it going.
Yeah.
But of course, today, folks, we have a loaded episode. We have the first week in which we are going to be making our VBBFL teams for season 3. Our first team will be made by the end of the episode, or by the end of the middle segment, because that's what the mid segment is. We are also, of course, going to pick our games for week 11. But first, week 10 delivered. Week 10. I've said this in the past. It's like I get two vibes usually with the NFL season, that week 3 and week 10 tend to be some hallmark moments, some big time games, some fun games happen. I forgot to say it this time around, and so now in retrospect, I'm like, well, I can't take credit for having predicted that this week was going to be fucking insane, but it was fucking insane. And so, as it should be, our game of the week is Vikings at the Bills in a match that felt like the Bills had in hand. They were up 27-10, I want to say, at one point.
Yep.
And then the Vikings started to come back. The highlights of the game really were in the final drive down the field for the Vikings. Justin Jefferson had an amazing catch that overcame I believe it was either a third or fourth down.
It was a fourth down. It was a one-handed catch while the defender had two hands on the ball.
Yeah, just absolutely wild. Then near the end of that drive, there was a goal line stand where the Bills ended up even with a penalty, I believe, were able to stop the Vikings from going into the end zone, and that was a turnover on downs. The very next play, the Bills, who basically had this game in hand, fumbled the ball in the end zone with the Vikings jumping on it and getting a touchdown to tie the game. And then that led the Bills to do a drive down the field that included a catch that really wasn't, but because they moved as quickly as they did, they couldn't review it in time. But ended up getting the ball down the field well enough to get the Bills a field goal to force. It was actually I'm sorry. So the Vikings actually took the lead on that touchdown.
Yep.
Bills tied it with a field goal. That's what led to overtime. Then the Vikings marched down the field. I believe got a touchdown, if I remember correctly. After that, Josh Allen, he took.
Well, no, if they got a touchdown, then it would have been over.
Oh, that's true. Duh.
Yeah.
All right. So you got a field goal. And then Josh Allen marched down the field, and he was doing so well, running multiple plays, really picking up first downs, moving the ball down the field. But then a dreaded pick, and that was it. It was over, and the Minnesota Vikings pulled it off. And this would not have even been a contender for a team chaos of the week candidate, because I think at this point the Vikings have proven themselves. They have done it. They are they are one of the best teams in the league, and a lot of credit goes to them. Matt, at this point with the Bills, 2 games lost, Josh Allen not completely healthy, maybe could make the argument that some of these throws could be because of injury, but they were also mental errors.
Yeah. So,
where are you at? Because I feel like last week, you and I both were kind of hesitant, but both still felt like the Bills were probably the best team in the AFC, or maybe in the NFL.
I feel like last year. So, and I think I texted you this. I feel like last year, the middle of the season for the Bills was like a, oh God, why happening, right?
Yeah.
Like middle of the season, we're like, oh God, this team is suffering. This is sad. And then the end of the year came along, and then it was like, oh, the Bills were good again. And then the Bills went to the postseason. We were like, oh wow, the Bills are really good, right? So I feel like this is kind of par for the course. Let me look at the Bills' schedule. The only thing that is worrying is that the Bills are currently in third place because they have lost to both the Dolphins and the Jets.
Right. And the
Dolphins
Dolphins
have the same record.
Half game ahead.
Yes. So not looking great for them. However, they do get to face the Browns, the Lions. Oh God, that's their only easy game. Those are their only easy games left.
Yeah.
Browns, Lions, all of the AFC North plus the AFC East again, plus the Patriots again, the Bears and the Bengals. And usually I would not say the Bears would be a hard matchup, but Justin Fields though. So it's although the Bears are gonna put up a bunch of points and still lose when they face the Bills. So they'll win that one. But yeah, it's not looking amazing for the Bills. I do think that they'll be able to turn it around. The fact that Browns and Lions are next are going to give them a chance to kind of turn things around a tad, I hope.
Sure.
But
yeah.
like an alarm bell is going off, but it's the same alarm bell that went off last year.
Yeah. I don't think I am at a point with the Bills where I'm in complete panic mode for them. Only because I think, like you said, they have the next two games I think could be bounce back games for them. But just also, like, I still think that you have Josh Allen, who might be playing hurt right now, and maybe I think the thing that the Bills need to consider, especially when you're facing teams that you probably won't beat you right now. Maybe you take a risk and not a risk, but maybe just bench Allen for a week just to get him healthier, and then have him come back against whoever's next, the Lions or whatever team you want to face him up against next. Because I think that this team is hurt. So is a lot of teams in the NFL, but this team is a little hurt. But when your star player is not playing at 100%, I think that, and there not being a bye in sight because you already had your bye.
Yeah,
you might want to consider, especially against a much lesser team, maybe sitting him, because again, and keep in mind too, like they lost to the Jets and Vikings. Now, maybe in any other year, those two teams, if you say that you lose to those two teams back to back, it's not a great sign. But I think that we've seen that the Jets are very competitive in their games this year, and have been playing very well. And then the Vikings are one of the best teams in the league, and I think that it's just time to realize how well that they have been playing.
Time that you realized.
Despite their flaws. Say again?
Time that you realized.
Yes, well,
yeah.
Okay, that's fair. That's a fair point. I don't think I was the only one out there doubting the Vikings, but I get it. On this podcast, we have a Viking stand. But
do not call me that.
I'm
Jesus
kidding.
Christ.
I'm just kidding. But no, yeah, it is. I think it's not a bad outlook for the Bills. I think you can still bounce back from it. They're gonna be fine, but it's tough. It's tough to lose two in a row.
Yeah,
absolutely. And being in a division that's as competitive as this is, yeah, you're there's a risk in play here that maybe you might not be able to get back into the first place position. So we'll see how that all plays out. And just again, shout out to the Vikings. I think that Justin Jefferson, I think that was his game to prove that he is the offensive player of the year at least. And we'll see if there's maybe like I think also like the you're starting to see a lot of these defensive players for the Vikings really show up. Harrison Smith once again showing up for the Vikings. He's been on that team forever. He had a big play. Patrick Peterson was I think the guy that intercepted Josh Allen twice. Like it's an older group in some ways, but they're really playing well. And Cousins throws a pretty ball despite not playing well for the first half. He ended up kind of bouncing back during that second half and really had a good game at the end of the day. So one of the best games of the year, if not the best game of the year. Lot of craziness, lot of wild stuff indeed. Next up, the blowout of the week. We will go to the AFC East counterpart in the Dolphins, who took it to the Starfish.
Fuck you, Starfish.
And
To a MVP.
And yeah, it's funny, Matt, because I feel like it's been kind of under the radar, but with the Bills losing and the AFC, I mean, obviously the Chiefs are your number one seed right now. They're going to be the ones that people are going to look at again, like, oh, these guys are the favorites again now that the Bills have kind of been conquered for a bit. But you look at the Dolphins, and yeah, their defense still hasn't been amazing. They played well in this game for sure. But God, that offense, especially now with Jeff Wilson in play, their running game looks so much better. And Tua's looking great, Tyreek Hill's looking great, Jalen Waddle, all that whole group.
Dolphins 49ers Super Bowl, what happens?
Say again?
Dolphins 49ers Super Bowl. The world explodes.
Why specifically for Dolphins 49ers?
I don't know. Well, because, Mike McDaniel came from the 49ers. A lot of former 49ers players are on the Dolphins.
Storylines would be thick.
So the idea of, Kyle Shanahan making it to the Super Bowl again and then being, defeated by his protege.
Right, yeah. Yeah. It's on the table. It's on the table for this Dolphins team. That's how well they are playing lately. And, would you like to see this team play against another, would we like to see them play a really nice quality opponent at some point? Yeah, absolutely. I'm sure that's going to be coming soon. The
Bills, who they beat.
I meant now, during this time period, because they did have, it was a 3-game win streak that they have where they beat the Bills, and then they lost 3 in a row. But it'd be nice to see them get another quality opponent soon to see, and that Niners team is going to be ready for them on December 4th.
December 4th, yeah.
So that I think that will be interesting.
They have a lot of quality opponents left, other than the Texans. They got a lot of really good opponents.
Yeah, so it's going to be a tough schedule down the stretch. So I'm very fascinated to see how the rest of this Dolphins season works out. Yeah, and we don't really need to talk about the Starfish. They're irrelevant. That's what I tell you. But Matt, I think I deserve to be clowned on. Cause
do you, Chris?
I think I deserve to be clowned on.
Okay,
because...
I wasn't gonna be a dick about it.
Well, I mean, well, if you opt to not be a dick, I greatly appreciate it. But at the same time, I opened the door. I shouldn't have done it last week.
I'm saying is that it's only been done twice, right? Undefeated in the regular season, the 72 Dolphins, and then the 07 Patriots, and Patriots almost made it all the way.
Yeah, well,
almost.
I knew the Eagles would lose eventually.
Yeah,
so the Commanders.
Listen,
that was been surprising to me.
Listen, I'm going to have a fucking wild take later. Okay, you are not going to be prepared for it, but.
Okay.
Taylor Heinicke is the best quarterback that the Commanders have had, other than Alex Smith.
Yeah.
In recent memory.
No, I think that's very valid, actually.
And if Taylor Heinicke is playing in the game, the Commanders will win the game. Not true.
That's not true.
All the time.
But could I also say, though, you're right about Taylor Heinicke probably being the best quarterback. He has not looked good in any of these games.
That's the weirdest part. But you know what? He gets it to the people who are good, like Terry McLaurin, more than other quarterbacks do. More than I can say for Carson Wentz.
No,
I think
you're right. You're absolutely right.
Yeah. And then like the funniest part about the game though was the very end where the Eagles were doing all the laterals and then the Washington like got the ball and scored. That was the funniest ending to a football game I've ever seen.
That was absurd. That was that was absolutely absurd.
Just fucking rubbing their face into the shit.
The whole game was bizarre. Like, I'm not like, clearly the Eagles. You now know that there's a weakness for them, and that's run defense, right? Like they allowed a lot of, or it felt like they allowed a lot of yards on the ground, but I think also it was just one of those really weird games where mistakes were just being made consistently. The refs had some bad calls in this game too.
Also, that yes.
And then,
yes.
The no call on the face mask when the turnover happened. That was a brutal call. And then, that's not necessarily a bad call, but one that I think a lot of people got upset about was when at the very end of the game where the Commanders were trying to run the clock and Heineke took the ball in his hands and he was running around and then knelt. And this is basically what won them the game was Brandon Graham was going to try to tackle him and bring him down because he knelt. That was the term for giving himself up. Graham pushes him on the ground. That draws a penalty, and Taylor Heineke goes into the most obnoxious first down celebration.
Yep.
in celebration of that, it was absolutely horrendous. But you gotta give credit to the Commanders. They're competitive, and they have Chase Young coming back soon. They're gonna be an interesting watch. And I think a lot of the reason why they're gonna be successful is because of the playmakers that they have, both running the ball with Brian Robinson, who's such a great fucking story, by the way.
Yes,
what he dealt with right as the season began, or right before it with dealing with being shot.
Yeah.
And then obviously Terry McLaurin, who's just an absolute beast. Yeah. Gonna be a good team. Hey, the Easts are fucking great this year. The Easts this year are delivering.
If the season ended today, all of the AFC East would be in the playoffs.
Yeah. And again, I still feel good about the 7 that you and I both had for our NFC. But if someone were to falter, maybe Washington does sneak in. I don't know. It depends. It'll depend on what their schedule's gonna be like. This week should be an easy one for them, but we'll see down the road. But yeah, what a week. I know Lions Bears might be a little painful to talk about, Matt, but that was a very fun game.
I had so much fucking fun watching Justin Fields. This was just a heartbreak of Cairo Santos missed a PAT.
Yeah.
Which is what lost them the game, which happens. It happens. It sucks. The Lions offense is actually pretty good. It's fine.
Yeah.
Justin Fields looks incredible. This is exactly what you wanted to see. I am thrilled that the head coaching staff changed what they were doing from the start of the season because it wasn't working, and now it's working, and Fields is playing great, and by getting him to rush more, he is also a better passer because the offense is moving more, and it's fucking great, dude. After 4 years of Nagy, and Nagy literally not doing anything different anytime and throwing the same fucking screen route every single play, there's hope.
Yeah. And I gotta give credit to the Lions. They came back in this game, and their defense has been playing a lot better as of late. Still not great enough to not have 30 points scored on them, but enough to close out games. And then I think that was a big victory for them. The fact that they're now on a 2-game winning streak, it's good stuff for them. That maybe not so much getting back into it, but we'll see.
Also, Fields is the leading rusher of the league since week 5, not in quarterbacks of the league.
Yeah, I'm both of these teams to me. I think they fascinate me. Like
Mm-hmm.
NFC North, weirdly, minus the Packers. Which, by the way, thank you, Commanders, for winning your football game, so that way we didn't have to talk about Packers Cowboys for the chaos. But the Bears and Lions, I just enjoy them. I enjoy both of these teams as in their current iteration when they're winning. And like I feel like them and the Vikings, I don't know, they all bring me joy, and I would like to see them.
I enjoy winning. 3 NFC North teams.
Exactly, me too, friend. And from there, there are other fun games sprinkled here and there. The Germany game, where that was a blowout, and then the Seahawks came back, but then the Bucks ended up taking the victory. That was also a chaos candidate. But the really weird game that the Falcons and Panthers played in the fucking torrential downpour.
Yep.
That was a weird one. Lot of weird, silly games that unfolded this week. You should go back and just relive it somehow. I don't know how you do that nowadays. I kind of dropped those services last year. But anyways, let's take a break from the NFL stuff. Well, you know what? Let's just take a break in general, because when we come back, we are going to build our first team in the VBBFL. That was 2 B's, right?
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure. We'll be right back. Hi, everyone. It's Chris, and I'm back once again to tell you all about Anchor. Anchor by Spotify has actually been the tool of choice for Team Chaos Productions since the moment we decided to get into podcasting. And the biggest reason for this is it's the easiest way to make a podcast with everything you need all in one place. Anchor has tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your computer or even your phone. When hosting on Anchor, you can distribute your podcast on listening platforms like Spotify, but also Apple Podcasts and many more. And best of all, Anchor is free. You do not need to worry about any features being locked out to you. You can get it all if you just download the Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Happy podcasting.
Sick of talking about video games with people who just want to be toxic? Me too. So join us over at the Gaming Coop. We come together each month to talk about what we love about video games. Discussion topics range from our favorite soundtracks to the best relationships between characters. We also have some fun segments in which we play some trivia or build our school of gaming. Find us on Anchor or wherever you listen to your podcasts. Game on!
And we're back.
Welcome back.
Matt, it's time.
It's time. I'm ready. Lay it on me.
We have been looking forward to this. I almost talked us out of doing this in our VBBFL discussion episode, but then you reminded me how much fun it is, and I was just like, yeah, you know what? Let's not do that. So let me ask you this before because I do have the town. I do have the town that we're going to focus on, but what I want to ask ahead of time. 2 years ago when we first started doing this, we kind of leaned into the idea of picking D&D classes, and then last year did strayed from it a bit, but we kind of decided on a more sci-fi theme.
Yes.
Is there anything that you think we might want to lean into for this year?
I think we have to this year see where the first thing takes us.
Sure. Okay. Fair enough. Well then, let's get to that first thing. Let's just dive right in.
All right.
Matt, let's talk about Woonsocket, Rhode Island.
You say that again?
Woonsocket, Rhode Island.
Yep, there it is.
WOON. I'm spelling it for the audience. SOCKET, Rhode Island.
All right. Most notable thing, it's Rhode Island's northernmost city.
Yeah. Look. It is literally Rhode Island's hat. It is the top hat of Rhode Island.
Yeah, I suppose so. That would be.
But Oh wait, never mind. That's the entire county.
That is the county. Yes,
yeah,
that would be a large. Look, Rhode Island's a small state.
That's
but...
what I was thinking. I was like,
Yeah.
oh wow, okay. Yeah. I mean, if you at all wanted to be with us on this journey, we are on right now. I'm on the Wikipedia page, and
Yep.
that's how I saw the.
That's how we usually start. Yeah.
Yeah, that's where we started with the time. So I looked at this a little bit. It looks like it's a very a town that's very, I mean, as do all towns, of course, but this is a very historical town. It has a shit ton of places that are registered in the National Register of Historic Places.
Yeah.
Which is wild. It's good to see for them.
It feels pretty usual for like colony.
Yes, it's
colony states.
It's one of those kind of towns here.
Yeah.
Didn't really see anyone notable in the notable people category.
The manager of the Minnesota Twins is from here.
Yeah. The filming location I thought was interesting.
Yes.
Because it was very much a polar opposite situation where it was Hatchie A Dog's Tale and then The Purge election year, both filmed in these in this location of Woonsocket. I hope I'm also pronouncing that right. I believe so, based off of what I'm seeing from the what's the type of spelling when you're trying to like have people sound it out correctly?
Phonics, phonetic
spelling. Yeah, it looks like I am correct in that it is pronounced Woonsocket, because that would be embarrassing. Oh shit, we also could take Woonsocket, South Dakota if we wanted to. Oh wait, no, never mind.
We already have a South Dakota, can't do it.
And also the population was 631.
Yes. No, see, that's what I'm talking about. No one lives in South Dakota.
No one lives in South Dakota. So, but yeah, no, this is a nice, hefty town. This is a 43,240 people. Not the hugest town by any stretch, but
still a metropolitan area.
A decent size, yes.
All right, I'm checking out their recreation destinations, and it seems to all be sporting based.
Okay, so this is already a town that is interested in the towns.
Yeah.
We'll say one venue that I took interest in my research of Woonsocket, Rhode Island here is the Stadium Theater Performing Arts Center and Conservatory. Apparently it's a very classic building. It looks like a very classic cinema. It looks gorgeous. It looks very nice, and apparently that is the building where There's Something About Mary apparently premiered in, which is very weird because Brett Favre is in that film.
Okay. We're getting somewhere.
just throwing it out there. At least I think that's I hope I'm naming the right film here. I'm pretty sure Brett Favre was one of them. Yes, yeah, Brett Favre was in there. Let's see. I didn't really see very much anything else that that super stood out to me outside of its historical presence. A lot of just beautiful architecture, a lot of pretty looking buildings, especially a lot of churches, you got a couple of mills, those look as pretty.
I'm currently reading about their Autumn Fest, which seems to be a big thing for them.
Ooh.
It seems like an autumn time festival. Nothing.
Time. I mean, I think we could call them the Woonsocket Pumpkins.
Yeah, that's not that inspired. That was really mean. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, like it's just fucking. No, that's a stupid fucking answer, Chris. Why would that ever be a team name? All right, Jesus Christ. We have to start somewhere. We have to start naming a potential mascot somewhere. Jeez.
I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot of colonial bullshit.
In 1913, they had the 6th largest population of French or French Canadian foreign nationals in the country.
Interesting. Oh, the city is the corporate headquarters of CVS.
CBS or CVS?
CVS Health, like
CVS Health. Yep,
like
the pharmacy. Yeah. All right, that's a place to have that. It is technically part of 2 metropolitan areas, both Providence and Boston, due to its location. So it could do something there, kind of like a. And I was thinking like Twins, because the Twins manager's from here, but kind of like a split allegiance type of thing. I don't know.
It says I'm trying to see if there is. Yeah, it is. It actually says it's the American French Genealogical Society. That this is the home of.
Yeah, there you go.
So
it's a lot of French people.
A lot of French people. The Museum of Work and Culture.
Currently looking at that too.
That sounds somewhat problematic for some reason.
No, it's fine. It's like industrial type shit.
Yeah, it's exhibits focusing on the city's textile manufacturing heritage.
So, well, we already had the Weavers from Mansfield, so
I was gonna say we've had something like that before.
Yeah, they're neighbors to the west.
The this is something that keeps coming up here. The Blackstone River is a river that's in they're in the Blackstone River Valley.
Okay, see, now that is an interesting sounding thing.
Yes. The Blackstone River Valley National Heritage Corridor, dedicated to the history of the early American Industrial Revolution, including mill towns stretching across 24 cities. Okay, so that's a specific aspect of their historical aspect of Woonsocket.
Yeah.
But the Blackstone Valley is an actual location.
I feel like I love Blackstone is such like a cool name.
I like it a lot.
Yeah.
We could legitimately just do the Woonsocket Blackstones if we want to.
We could.
That is an option.
We can put a pin. We can put a pin in that.
Yes, but yeah, it is interesting that they do focus on textiles. I get weavers would probably be out of the question. Is there something a little bit more in that wheelhouse though? Beyond like I always get confused by textiles. Even like what is that encompass?
It's like fabrics and stuff.
It's just fabrics.
Yeah.
Hold on a second.
It's all fabrics, fibers, filaments, threads, yarns, anything that you can make shit with that you have to weave. Hence the weavers.
Yeah, the Woonsocket craftsman.
Okay, here's another thing. Okay, I don't know if we blow our phoenixes this early, but the history of the name of Woonsocket.
Sure.
Okay, I got it. All right. So,
okay.
Possible derivations of the name include several Nipmuc geographic names from nearby Massachusetts. These include Woonsocket from Worcester County, meaning Fox Country, and Wanashawatucket, also from Worcester County, meaning at the fork of the river. So I think some native names.
Yes.
Yeah. Yep. So native names that mean Fox Country. And this is a bit of a mouthful. Woonsocket Blackstone Foxes.
Ooh. So okay.
It's a mouthful. It's a mouthful.
I like where we're going with it. I feel like we could workshop it a bit.
Yeah.
Is there a word in there that we might be able to drop to make it still sound cool? What about the Woonsocket Foxstones?
Foxstones.
Or
that feels
foxes.
A bit close to rock squirrels. But so does Blackstone Foxes, to be fair.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, listen. We need our annual hardened animal.
Do we? What was our first season one?
I don't know. This is a new tradition that we're starting.
We need our annual hardened animal. I'm putting that in the server.
But so that's why I do like leading into the fox part of it. 'Cause foxes are always a fun mascot and a rare mascot. Also.
Yes, agreed.
Not something that gets enough love in the mascot department.
Yeah.
So I'm down to lead into that. I'm with though that there is this. Go ahead.
No, you go. Sorry.
No, it's okay. I was gonna say that with the Blackstone Valley being such a major part of Woonsocket, it does feel like you want to include something about it. I guess that the only thing is what other attribute can we add to foxes?
So we could now take, since we're not naming it specifically after the idea of textiles, we could maybe merge the two somehow. Okay. And like not yarn foxes, but like something like that.
Fox pillows.
Fox pillows, not quite. That has a weird connotation that I don't want to get into right now.
All right, fair enough. The fox fibers.
Fox fibers, not bad.
That's not bad.
That's not bad.
Wait.
Okay.
The Woonsocket fiber foxes.
Fiber fox versus fire fox.
Or Firefox, yeah.
Well, it just sounds like Firefox, but Fiber Fox.
Fiber Fox.
Woonsocket Fiber Fox.
It's a little much.
It's a little much.
It's a little bit.
I don't hate it. I don't hate it. All right, I think I figured out our theme though.
Sure, what's that?
We gotta combine some bullshit about the town with a significant animal to the region.
I'm in. I'm all fucking in on that.
All right.
That's great. But okay, I think Fiber Foxes is a favorite right now. But yeah. I wanna see maybe I'm just looking at the Wikipedia page for textile, and I'm gonna see if we can find something else. another term that we could maybe use that
Cashmere foxes.
Oh.
That's a bit much. Woonsocket cashmere fox. Fiber fox is really fun to say.
Fiber fox is really, really fun to say. And that's, I think, the Woonsocket fiber foxes. You know what? It's warming up to me.
All right. Woonsocket fiber foxes. We got it.
Yeah, all right.
First team of the year. Let's go.
No, real quick, like, what is fiber enclosed? Like, is that just like?
It's like what it's made out of.
Okay, just curious. Yeah. All right, cool. I'm into it.
Yeah,
I'm into it.
Like if clothing has like a lot of fibers, it's like nicer.
Now, how are we spelling it? Is it gonna be one word?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so,
capital FIBERFOXES.
No capital on the second F.
No.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, the Woonsocket fiber foxes. I kind of like it.
It's kind of great. Okay, colors.
Oh fuck! I forgot about colors.
Yep. So like foxes, you immediately think like okay, orange and white, but I think we can maybe be a little more creative.
Did we have a black color last year?
We had orange and black in season 1 with Phoenix City Phoenixes.
And we had black last year with Cosmos as well, I think.
Yes, yeah. We have.
Okay, so that because I was gonna say Blackstone for that, but
yeah, I think if we don't have Blackstone in the thing, then
that's fine. We don't have to do that. I'm trying to think of what would work. What's an interesting color? You're leaning towards an orange.
I mean, I feel color? Like orange is the easy way.
Sure.
For sure. Orange and white may actually be kind of a fun team design.
Yeah, we haven't done white yet. I don't think on anything.
We have. In fact, 2 of our teams are like mainly white. Weavers and Mothmen. I do one team each year that like white is their primary color.
Oh shit. Are you sure the Mothmen weren't like a gray?
No, it was a white. The Walsh did a dark blue in the logo, so a lot of the logo was like red and dark blue.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the uniforms were all white.
That's probably what I did wrong then, because I when I made the
yeah,
Mothmen,
you went off the logo.
Yeah, I leaned into the logo. Okay.
It's all good.
So, I'm down to do orange and white then.
Orange and white.
Yeah, like actually that is one of my favorite color combinations for football.
Cool.
I love the creamsicle look.
We're not doing Tennessee burnt orange though. Fuck that.
No.
Or Texas. Tennessee and Texas are off the table.
Yeah, no, we could do something.
Bad oranges.
Dark but vibrant, maybe.
Yes.
Like because like Texas is a little bit more of a dull orange, and Tennessee is a little bit like very bright and vibrant. And I feel like you could get like something that's like nice and in between there. I think that would be a good solid orange with a white. So
yeah,
there you go. Awesome. So there you go, folks. Team number 1, the Woon Socket Fiber Foxes.
Fiber Foxes, yes.
Fiber Foxes. Okay, yeah. Now I because I was like, man, Fiber Foxes does seem like a mouthful, but you know what? The more I say it, it really does sound a lot better. And
it sounds fun. It's fun to say.
It is a fun word. It's a fun thing to say. All right. Perfect. We are done with that. And we will continue to do it. This is going to basically be a weekly segment. Whether that's our mid-seg or we do it at the end of the episode if we have something else that we want to do. We're going to really try to hammer this out throughout the rest of the regular season. That's at least our plan right now. But for now, let's go to week number 11. Matt, I will say I was monitoring the picks competition this week, and that Commanders win for you was huge.
It saved my ass
big time because basically I got the Vikings right, I got the Steelers right, so that was gonna make it be that you were gonna end up losing some ground on me this week no matter what. But with the Commanders, you went from almost being down 14 points and now you're just down 9 points. Still,
that's very significant.
It is significant, and I think that's a that is a nice a nice way for you to kind of keep the ground with me right now as we are still now like just past the midpoint of the season. Like 1 week could easily get you back into probably even tying with me, depending on how many disagreements we have. But last week, I went 8-6 with 2 points, and Matt, you went 7-7, 0 points. We both got our guarantees wrong, but we both got our chaoses right. So it was a good week for the chaos, not so much the other way. Matt, before we get to the picks, would you like to hear how you've been doing with your individual teams?
Sure. Tell me how bad I've been doing.
Well, no, not bad. The team that's the strongest right now, on paper. Oh wait, I didn't update this. Fuck.
Oops.
All right.
Oops.
All right. Next week we'll do it. I was planning on doing it last week, but then I was planning on doing it last night after the game, and I just got distracted. And I looked. I was just like, oh wait, shit, we're still behind. So never mind. We will do that another time next week, probably for the Thanksgiving episode. Can't you believe it's Thanksgiving episode next week? Jesus Christ.
Oh baby.
Here we go. All right, Matt. Titans at Packers. Thursday Night Football. It's a game that has got a little bit more interesting just because of the Titans having a tough time against the Broncos, but ultimately getting it closed out. And now the Packers, who played their best game of the season against the Cowboys. Who are you picking in this matchup?
I'm gonna pick the Titans out of necessity. I'm glad I don't have to watch this game.
That's true. I forgot. Yeah, I'm picking the Packers.
That's okay.
I don't know, man. This stuff scares me. When all of a sudden a game like that happens against what I think many of us thought was one of the best defenses in the league, you're just kind of like, fuck. Are things about to turn around? Are they about to do the thing? Christian Watson looks fucking great in that game.
Yeah.
Granted, though, like I think the Titans' defense is gonna be the thing that wins the Titans this game, and probably could, especially if the Packers do return to being incompetent the way they were like basically the rest of the season.
Yeah.
Then yeah, that's a hope, but
they're playing it. I guess they played the Cowboys at Lambeau, but
yeah,
I feel like they're more likely to get embarrassed at Lambeau.
All right, fair enough. I'll go Packers though. I'll defer.
Yeah. All right. Next up, Chicago Bears versus the Atlanta Falcons. Chicago Bears are the first team in NFL history to score 30 points, or I forget the exact number, but like 30 points in 3 games in a row and lose all 3 of them. Take on the Atlanta Falcons.
I'm going Bears. I think this Bears team. They are prone to giving up leads, and their defense is not what it was earlier in this year, for obvious reasons, giving up 2 of their best players for draft picks. But the Falcons have been looking real not good. They've not looking good as of late, and I just feel like the Bears with Justin Fields playing the way he has, I think they'll win a close one.
Justin Fields for president. Picking the Bears.
Okay.
Yeah.
Next up, the Starfish at the Bills. The Bills, of course, 2-game losing streak. Now, get to stay at home at least. And we'll be taking on the Starfish team that is looking for anything to make them interesting. What do you got? What are you thinking for this one?
I think the Bills will still be able to find a way to win this game. Don't forget about Starfish. Bills. This is a blip for them right now.
I'm with you. I'm going Bills. I think the concern should set in if they lose this game. The Bills. I
yes.
think right now, I think we have to keep in mind who, as I said earlier, keep in mind who they lost to the last 2 weeks. And this is a game that they should, with the talent that they have, easily win.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Philadelphia Eagles coming off of their loss against the Commanders. Everyone is now calling that the Eagles were exposed as the frauds that they were. Take on the undefeated Jeff Saturday and the Indianapolis Colts.
Fucking Christ. I knew we were forgetting something in that week's time recap.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, the Colts. Yeah, I'm happy for him, and obviously being thrown into something that is as volatile as you're getting called out on television for being hired in an experienced way, being called out anywhere, and obviously the criticism is deserved for the owner in this situation, but he's just a guy that just took a job opportunity.
Yeah.
And so the fact that he won is awesome. That said, they faced that was against a Raiders team that we should have even given the time of day. The Eagles are a much, 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 much better football team. So I'm going Eagles.
All right, I'm also going Eagles.
Next up, the New York Jets at the New England Patriots. This is a big one. Both teams coming off a bye. It's an AFC East matchup. All these AFC East games are big because it's all of them are in the playoff picture at this point. What do you think's going to happen, Matt?
I feel so like I want the Jets to win like so bad. I'm going to pick the Patriots because I feel like that both teams are doing really well. I think in this situation, I am going to pick the Patriots.
There's something about it this week, right? Like,
okay,
that I've been looking at the Patriots and I've been saying like, I do want the Jets to win this game as well. But there's something about the fact that they won that game against the Bills and then had a bye. And so any kind of, I know momentum is a debated thing, but like any kind of like joy and feeling of good feelings about that game has kind of been forgotten, especially now that the Vikings also beat the Bills. And I just look at the Patriots now, I'm like, they're starting to figure something out. I'm gonna go Patriots at home as well.
All right. I was wondering if you were gonna flip it on the Jets, but
no.
All right. Next up is Rams versus the Saints. I don't know what to do with either of these teams. Just like I didn't know what to do with the Rams and the Buccaneers. I know how the Buccaneers are functioning now. I feel okay on my outlook on the Buccaneers. Still don't know on the Saints. They suck. Rams, they suck.
Mm-hmm.
Who's winning a football game?
Cooper Kupp is out for a while.
Yep.
And to me, that was the dagger. That was the dagger for the Rams season to me. I'll go with the Saints. Even though I don't believe in the Saints, they still have Chris Olave.
Yes.
You're going Saints as well?
I'm also going Saints. Rams, yeah, losing Cooper Kupp sucks. He was the only bright spot on that whole team.
Pretty much. Next up, the Detroit Lions at the New York Giants. Lions, of course, coming off that victory against the Bears. Giants coming off of a tight victory against the Texans. Where do you think this game's going to go?
I feel really good about the Giants, but it's not like it's nothing extreme, you know. So Lions could win this. However, I'm gonna pick the Giants. I still do really like the Giants team.
Yeah, I'm going to defer.
Okay.
I just feel like this Lions team, they're starting to find themselves a little bit, their identity. I just don't like how the Giants are playing close with the Texans. I know the Eagles also played close with the Texans, but it's just like, I don't know. Right now the Lions have looked really decent the last 2 weeks, have been getting better, and I just feel like the Giants are kind of like primed to get picked off again, and I feel like this is one of those games that could happen. No chaos or anything on it because it is a close spread, but yeah. I will go Lions.
Cool. All right, the Carolina Panthers get to be the punching bag for the Baltimore Ravens this week. Baltimore Ravens win the Panthers punching bag sweepstakes. And since it's not against the Falcons, the Panthers are not going to play well. Do you think they will win the game, Chris?
I know.
I mean, with a lead up like that.
Yeah, I feel like it's really, really buried them. I think Ravens are my Super Bowl pick right now. I really like them. I feel like they can get better as the season goes on. I want to see them. I want to see how far they can go, and I think beating up on the Panthers is a big first step. If they can't do that, then oh boy, that's not good. So going Ravens.
There's a picture on the internet that I'm currently looking at that I get reminded of a lot of Patton Oswalt sitting at an Arby's with his Emmy. And that's the emotion I get with this Panthers Ravens game.
Pretty much, yeah.
I'm gonna pick the Ravens.
Yeah, yeah, that makes sense. Next up, the Washington Commanders at the Houston Texans. We sung the praises of the Commanders. The Texans are still only have one win against the Jaguars team that they always beat. What do you think is going to happen?
So you know what would be weird?
Yeah, what's up?
If the Commanders take down the only undefeated team left and then lose to the worst team in the league right now.
Matt, I love you so much. I
love
you so much.
I mean, like, so, and here's the thing. I think it's going to entirely be because Carson Wentz starts.
Oh shit!
And plays the whole game.
I forgot that decision was coming too.
Yeah. And I'm gonna pick them. I'm gonna pick the Texans. Like, no matter what, Team Chaos, run it.
Sure.
But I think the reason is going to be because Carson Wentz starts and the Commanders are going to suck again. And then the Texans, who have played close with the Eagles and the Giants, will win. Same lot. So it's the same logic as the Eagles of like they gotta lose sometime. The Texans have to win sometime, and I know they've won once, but
right. Man, that's such a good one. I forgot about the Carson Wentz quarterback decision too. I'll ride what I have picked out. I'll ride that one out. I'll stick with the Commanders. I'll put my faith behind this team again, even though I probably I almost basically swore off them after I got the chaos wrong when they faced the Vikings. And so maybe I'm just walking into a trap here, and that's fine. It is what it is. I'll take the L. I'll go Commanders.
Chris, you were talking to someone who was picking a 7-1 football team coached by Lovie Smith.
It's true. Yeah, Lovie Smith is definitely the X factor of. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about this one, buddy.
I've been shitting on Lovie Smith a lot.
He's fine. It's just
he's fine. He's just not like exciting.
He has conservative calls that like he's kicking a field goal with like 1 minute and 30 seconds left in an 11-point game. It's just like that's just, what are you doing, my dude?
What are you doing, man? Las Vegas Raiders take on the Denver Broncos. This is the battle of the worst head coach hire in the league, and it gets happened twice this year. I forget if it happened once already. It probably didn't matter. Who's gonna win the game?
Yeah, no, it did. The Raiders won, but I really think the Raiders are bad.
I really think the Raiders are a bad team.
They're a really bad team, and I don't think you come back from that Jeff Saturday loss. Like, Jeff Saturday dunked on you on Twitter a couple of weeks ago. They got hired as a head coach of a football team and then dunked on you as a head coach. Like, the sequence of events there for the Raiders, combined with the fact that they blew a 21-0 lead, basically, against the Jaguars, fucking went toe-to-toe with the Chiefs and blew that game. And got blown the doors off by the Saints, and we know where the Saints are at this point. This is a bad team, and the Broncos defense is going to eat them up. I do not have faith in Russell Wilson, but I have a lot of faith in this defense. If that offense was at all competent, the Broncos would be in the playoff race. I'm going to guarantee the Broncos in this matchup.
I am also guaranteed the Broncos.
Yes, let's go. We're in it together,
baby. I read something earlier that is so fucking sad.
Oh,
and
boy.
I think I blame this more on coaching than I do Russ, but it's partially Russ's fault too. If the Broncos scored 18 points in every single game, they would be 8-1.
Holy shit.
That's how good their defense is playing.
Holy shit, man.
If they scored exactly 18 points in every single game, they would be 8-1.
Fucking God. Damn, man. What a season.
Drew Lock averaged 20 points a game with the Broncos.
And now he's holding a clipboard in Seattle, so that's what ends up going down there.
Nathaniel Hackett sucks.
Boy,
he
oh boy.
sucks so much, and Russ isn't cooking.
Here's the thing. I think Russ is cooking. I think he
was given the wrong ingredients.
Yeah, it's not good. It's not good right now. But there you go. Next up, the Cowboys at the Minnesota Vikings. Great game.
Yes.
Supposedly, at least. If the Cowboys defense shows up this time, maybe we'll have a good close game. Maybe it'll even be a blowout if the Cowboys defense could play how it did before the Packers game. But what do you think's going to happen here?
I am so intrigued by this will happen in our lifetimes because he's old, but of a Cowboys team not led by Jerry Jones.
Yeah.
Because it could be so much better. And by that, I mean that they don't force feed Zeke the ball because Jerry said so. When Tony Pollard is an electric running back that gets a first down on every handoff.
I mean, the team's gonna end up being owned by Stephen Jones anyway. It's not even
right, but it's not Jerry Jones, right?
I know. I just think it's I don't know if the apple fall from the tree if that's the expression.
But Jerry specifically
Okay, I get it.
is such he's such a problem.
Yeah.
I'm picking the Vikings.
I'm also picking the Vikings here. Great, no, like this is a great game, and I could absolutely see this go either way. It's just I think Vikings deserve respect at this point.
Welcome to the club.
Yeah.
Cincinnati Bengals take on the Pittsburgh Steelers. Bengals coming off of their bye have had some rough start to the year, but have had some flashes. It always feels weird like picking teams coming off of their bye just because you're not really sure like where to go with them from here.
Yeah.
But can they continue their offensive surge even without Jamar Chase for right now? Against the Steelers defense with TJ Watt back.
Yeah, this was a tough one. I wanted to keep chaos this, but I already chaos the Steelers once in the season. I'm trying to do different teams each time. That's probably gonna be my downfall by not doing that. But I'm gonna go Bengals. I think you still have the concerns with the Steelers, where you have an offense that doesn't really play amazingly. Their running game has been getting better, and definitely their defense has been doing very well. And now with TJ Watt back, but this is a different kind of offense. Maybe they do struggle without Jamar Chase, but I believe in the Bengals.
Yeah, I'm also gonna go with the Bengals. I want this team to do good.
Yeah, fair enough. Sunday Night Football, which doesn't they still say it's CBS on this form, but no, it is Sunday Night Football. The Kansas City Chiefs at the Los Angeles Chargers. Chargers are in a weird place, obviously, with their injuries, having really been not played very well this year. The Chiefs team are playing very well, looking strong at number 1 overall seed in the AFC. What do you think is going to happen in this one, Matt?
I think that the Chiefs have found new life, and they never really died in the first place. And the Chargers, I feel so bad for the Chargers. Just too much injury-riddled season.
Yep.
Shame. Let's go Chiefs.
I might regret this. Probably will regret this. And most definitely will regret this. But I'm going to chaos the Chargers.
Hell yeah.
I just didn't really like any of the other chaoses until you brought up Carson Wentz of the Commander situation. Now I'm like, fuck it, damn it, whatever. It's fine. Mistakes were made. I also chaosed the Texans already this season, and so it's kind of was off the table for me. Look, AFC, the division race can get weird. The division battles can get weird. I could see a scenario where the Chargers, all of a sudden, they play toe-to-toe with this Chiefs team and sneak it out with a win. It's more likely that the Chiefs win this game, but I'll say that we get maybe a surprise Justin Herbert level game that he's not really had in a bit here.
Yeah. I can see that for sure. So the San Francisco 49ers take on the Arizona Cardinals on Monday Night Football. Cardinals have had a bit of a surge ever since Hopkins came back, and their offense has been doing a lot better than normal. Where the 49ers, you get Christian McCaffrey, your offense does a lot of really cool shit now. Will the 49ers keep it up?
I believe in the 49ers. They are my NFC champion for right now. I feel like they have found their footing and that's a kind of a pun with Christian McCaffrey. I just feel like he has put this team in a really good spot where they're going to be more competitive. I just like where they're at. The Cardinals, I feel like you can't even count last week with the Rams. Both teams had backup quarterbacks, which
that's true.
Yes. I don't think either of us knew about.
That was not Tuesday. That was not a factor.
Neither. I don't think either of us were even thinking about that when we made those picks. So, it's a weird game overall. They have definitely been improving here and there. I just don't believe in this Cardinals team, though. No. I still feel like they are still making so many mistakes. And not really looking that great. I'll go 49ers confidently.
I'm also going 49ers. I do have to say the 49ers are a really frustrating team for me to watch right now, and I don't know how to quantify it.
Yeah.
I feel like they should be so much better than they are.
Well, I agree with that, yeah.
And watching them, it's like, why are you not amazing all the time?
Yeah, they are on and off a lot. The fact that they're on a win streak here is good. And maybe coming off a bye, maybe they're just rusty, and maybe that's why they didn't really look amazing against the Chargers. But I don't know. I think that this game, maybe this is a prove-it game for them to really be like, oh no, we are going to be one of the top contenders in the NFC overall, and maybe we'll be able to challenge the Seahawks for the NFC West.
Maybe.
We'll see. All right. So, with that is 4 disagreements for us.
Look at us go.
Yeah,
Who'd have thunk?
We didn't even disagree on our guarantees. We are on the same team for the guarantee with the Broncos.
Yeah.
The Chargers and Texans are chaos, and so that's 2 of our disagreements. The other 2 disagreements are the Titans at Packers and the Lions at Giants. So those are the games to watch out for this week as we move into week 11. And again, Matt, when we were talking about the lead, like, you sweep this and you are right back in it. You're I think that would mean that you probably are going to be tied with me if you could be.
If you get the chaos in there, yeah.
Yeah, with the chaos in all 4 games, I think that's 9 points. So big week. Let's see if you can pull it off. That would be awesome to see. Not awesome for me, but whatever. It's fine. Anyways, thank you all so much for listening. We'll be back next week for our Thanksgiving episode. It's not gonna be on Thanksgiving, but it's whatever. It's Thanksgiving week. But we'll be back. Pick another VBBFL team. We'll talk about our games. We'll predict the games, and we also may want to do a resurrection soon of some teams.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
that is a thing that's sitting there. Maybe might wait till when winter comes, because when winter's coming, and then isn't that Game of Thrones where
when winter's coming?
The White Walkers or whatever coming out.
Yeah, I don't know.
Something like that. I don't know. Fucking pop culture bullshit. Anyways, thank you all so much for listening, and we'll see you next week.
Good night and good ball. Virtual Ball Boys has been brought to you by Team Chaos Productions. Find us on Twitter at Virtual Ball Boys and find more of our work at Team Chaos Pods.